Digital signage software sounds simple until you actually research it. You start digging for options, and suddenly you're looking at feature lists and hardware compatibility charts and pricing tiers and platform comparisons. What seemed like a straightforward purchase now has turned into an entire research project. At Rise Vision, we've had this conversation with tens of thousands of schools, businesses, and organizations over the years, and the confusion is almost always that people aren't entirely sure what digital signage software actually is, how it works day to day, and what organizations are realistically doing with it. So in this video, we're going to clear all of that up. By the end, you'll know exactly what digital signage software is, how it works from A to Z, and what it's used for. So let's get into it. The simplest way to think about digital signage software is it's a system that controls what shows on your screens from one central place. You've got displays in your hallways, in your lobbies, in your common areas or classrooms, and digital signage software is what decides what content plays on those screens at any given time. Think of it like a remote control for every screen in your organization, except instead of switching channels, you're managing schedule announcements or event information or safety alerts or whatever else that you want your audiences to see. What separates it from just plugging a laptop into a TV or using a USB stick is a centralized management piece. With the USB stick approach, every time you want to update that content, someone has to create that new file, walk out to that display, unplug the USB stick, plug it into their computer, move the file over, plug that USB stick back into the display, and it's been updated. Digital signage takes that process right off the table. So now you update the content from your browser and it pushes out to every screen in your network at the same time. Most platforms are cloud-based, which means the software lives online and your displays connect to it through the internet. This is what makes remote management possible, and it means you can update a screen on the other side of the building or in a completely different location without even leaving your desk. And because everything is managed from a single dashboard, you can see what's running on every display at any given moment. By the way, Rise Vision is our platform built specifically for schools and organizations like these. It runs on hardware you already have. It connects directly to Google Calendar, Microsoft 365, Canva. It comes with 750 ready-made templates, so you're not starting from scratch. You can get a free demo by clicking on the first link in the description. Anyways, let's keep going. Once you're up and running, the day-to-day workflow is pretty straightforward. You log into the platform from any browser, you upload and create the content that you want to display, and you assign it to specific screens or display zones. From there, the software handles the distribution automatically, so the right content shows on the right screen at the right time without anyone having to manually push it out every time. On the hardware side, if you're using Rise Vision, it's built to run on the displays and devices that you likely already have. This includes smart TVs, media players, Chromebooks, Windows or Linux devices that you already have mounted in your hallways, lobbies, and common areas. So rather than replacing your existing screens, you're adding a software layer on top of what you already have. The permission model is what makes it more manageable across a larger organization. Different users get access to their own content zones. So a school administrator, they can update the hallway announcements. A department head can manage their floor's displays, while IT maintains the overall permission structure over everything. This is because content stays relevant when people closest to that information are responsible for keeping it updated, rather than everything routing back to the IT team. And scheduling is what keeps the content running without constant upkeep. You can set content to run at specific times on specific days, and the displays just manage the schedule from there. So for a K-12 school, a lunch menu can appear at noon, automatically switch to afternoon announcements at 1 p.m. without anyone having to manually make that change. Some platforms also connect to tools like Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar. So when an event changes in the calendar, the screen content updates automatically with it. Now, the most common starting point is replacing all the emails and printed announcements that people ignore with content that actually reaches them. For schools, this looks like hallway displays that are showing this week's schedule, upcoming events, lunch menus, and student recognition. In a workplace, it's employee-facing screens with operational updates, safety metrics, company announcements can be pushed to break rooms, lobbies, or the manufacturing floor. Emergency communication is the other use case. Digital signage overrides every screen in your network instantly, whether it's a lockdown notification, fire drill instructions, or a severe weather alert. Email and PA systems can't guarantee that the whole building sees the message live, especially in loud environments or spaces where people aren't always at their desks. The platforms built for this connect directly to emergency management systems. So when an alert gets triggered, every display switches immediately without anyone having to manually log in and push it. Screen sharing is the third use case that runs on the same displays that you're already using for digital signage. In classrooms and meeting rooms, anyone can wirelessly share their screen to a display without cables, adapters, or having anything plugged in. For a teacher, that means projecting from any device to the classroom display or having students share up to the front of the room, all with the same screen that shows morning announcements before class. And when signage, emergency alerts, and screen sharing all live in one platform, your IT team is managing one login, one set of permissions, and one interface across all of your displays. Managing separate tools for each of these brings back the same fragmentation problem that digital signage was supposed to solve in the first place. One platform keeps all of your displays organized, your content current, and your emergency response reliable without having to maintain 3 separate systems. Now, getting started is more straightforward than the research phase you may have gone through makes it look. If you already have screens in your building, you have most of what you need on the hardware side already. You connect your existing displays to the platform through the media player or device your organization likely already has. And from there, you manage everything from a browser-based dashboard. So if you're looking for a place to start, Rise Vision is what tens of thousands of schools and organizations use for exactly this purpose. Getting set up is straightforward too. Our support team walks you through getting your first displays live, and most organizations are up and running faster than they would expect. So if you want to see what it would look like for your organization, you can get a free demo of Rise Vision by clicking the first link below this video. You'll have access to the full platform, 750 plus ready-made templates, and our team ready to help you along the way. Again, you can get your free demo by clicking the first link below this video. And if you want to see exactly how to use Rise Vision for digital signage, then check out this video next.